Ladies and gentlemen, on a Sunday afternoon, we're here to talk about Weekly Shonen Jump, issue 42 of Shonen Ronin, episode 19 of the Anime channel. And we're here to talk about My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and JJK. For today's rundown, in the time code and narrative is going to be down below. And we're talking about Black Clover first with myself, JB, and Abe. And then we're talking about My Hero, about the Emotional Culture Festival Part 2, and JJK of Kenjaku saying thank you for taking care of my son. Questions? Which is the parent? So let's find out and see our beautiful panel so far. Right here, LegendDVash, Abe, and right down below, we got our Abe, the Prince. How we all doing this lovely afternoon?
Man, we good.
Really good, man.
If I go on mute at certain times, it's NFL Sunday. And my roommate is a big fan, and he'll probably be yelling a lot. So I'll be on mute plenty of times when I'm not talking. That being said, I also put NFL Red Zone on my TV, so I may not be looking at you guys like half of the time. But I'm glad to be here. It's exciting that we had some really good chapters. For those of you who woke up early enough, especially if you're on the West Coast, to watch our reactions, our live read on Twitch. A lot of good chapters came out this week. Mission Yozakura Family was a really good one. If you haven't watched that, Vash has been a big proponent of pushing that agenda. He's the one that got me onto it. Sakamoto Days is really starting to pick up. Masha was funny. My Hero was a good, nice way to bring it down. The seriousness of what's been going on. JJK, we're finally going to start the calling game. our guys are about to start the calling game all of a sudden. Black Clover was actually good. There was a lot of good chapters this week, so definitely glad to be able to review and discuss it with the team.
Oh yeah, same man. Like had some really good chapters this week. Black Clover was my favorite. Over the last 2 weeks, honestly.
Oh, really?
Black Clover has been blowing me away. I love Black Clover so much, so it's good because the backstory that we got, and we're gonna get into it, but the backstory that we got in the last chapter, I did not expect it, and I loved it.
For me, I can't wait for us to talk about at the end, about my chapter of the week. This was a really good Jump issue. Jump issue 42 was really good. Jump issue 41 last week was great too. So I can't say I'm disappointed. I can't wait to catch up on One Piece and other series to see what other things I could compare it to. I will not be touching Me and Robocall or other series like that, but I'm happy that other people love those series in Japan and everything else. But let's get to it. Black Clover chapter 307 review/discussion. And Xenon, he's looking like Bleach character out here. Our boy Yuli Curl.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't think I would like Xenon this much, as the series went on, right? I thought the entire Dark Triad was just really one note, type villains that just wanted to take over everything. But there's so much more to Xenon, and I really appreciate that. Like I was talking about, getting the backstory of him and Alan from the last chapter, and how him having to make that choice pushed him from not even wanting to become a devil host to not only becoming a host but giving up his body and his soul to this devil. So it was really interesting to see that, and we're gonna get into it later on. But I love that Langris and Finral are actually working together. These two guys have been at odds since the beginning of the series, and they're finally becoming true rivals and brothers and working together. So really like this chapter, man. It started off really good, and yeah, can't wait to talk about it.
Facts. I think a few weeks ago I teased that we're probably gonna get a Finral Langris team up.
Oh, you did?
Finral's been MIA. I feel like I have it because I'm not surprised by this, but we'll check the tapes. Nonetheless, it was like you mentioned. Xenon has definitely been the most interesting member of the Dark Triad, and we've gotten little action from him. It's not like he spent the time talking a lot like Dante did in Thonica. It's just the flashbacks we saw where he started out from, what made him go the route that he was. We learned a little bit more about the family. Hey, there's one more person we're not accounting for. And it actually makes me wonder, I wanted to ask this to you guys last week. Is there potential that it might be, Dr. Morris? Is that possible? I mean, Morris himself seems to have such a strong connection with the whole Devils thing. And then on top of that, let's be real, these siblings would answer to him or would work with him without flexing their muscles and their strength. I don't know. It got
You
me
make
thinking that Morris could be,
you make a
he
good
might be more than we think.
you make a good
I mean,
point in that theory, because remember when Dante got hurt and Dr. Morris is the one that took care of him. So you make a good point at that, because even Zeno pointed jabs at that, and Morris was like, I'm just a scientist here and everything. So you make a good point there, but maybe they lost contact with the older sibling and don't know what happened. So maybe it could be Morris.
I don't know. Well, it's very possible. Like, we might get the older sibling as another character, because we know he was in a wheelchair, clearly, so we can imply that he was sickly or injured. But he's the one that put them onto the Devils. He's the one that they needed to become Devil hosts. So it's like, all right, my guy, where you at? Like, were you sacrificed? Were you killed? Are you just chilling because you're waiting for your own rise? Were you always possessed by a devil, and this is your way of infiltrating and expanding? I'm definitely curious, but it definitely makes me much more eager to get back to Morris and what's going on down below, because everything else is like, yeah, this is cool, but I want to get back on track with the main storyline and really get into what's going on. But yeah, no, I have to say, I think it was a few weeks ago I've been talking about how, the Black Clover chapters were kind of boring me. I was honestly thinking about just saying, hey, every 2 weeks I'll read it. But these last, I think, 3-4 chapters have been really pleasing. Again, the only downside really is that they're so short, about 15 pages, maybe 13 to 15 pages. But otherwise, it's been a really good read. So I'm glad that Tabitha is finding his stride and is giving us some quality.
Yeah, man. Like I said, this chapter was really, really good for me, because it was Xenon was seeing the parallels between his choice with Alan and then Yuno's choice with Langris, because one he sees as a victory, even though he had to kill his best friend, and then he sees what Yuno did as a failure, because he failed to complete the mission instead of saving a friend, saving someone that he works with. So I love that duality between the two. I love the way that they were able to connect that. So I'm really interested to see how this spatial magic battle is gonna go, right? Much like you, Abe, I thought Finral would show up at some point, because it would just be a battle of the spatial mages. I thought
Oh shit, that's
really,
true.
really cool. Yeah. So I can't wait for the next chapter. Like, that last panel got me so hyped, because again, these are brothers that have been at odds in everything since they were kids, and they're finally putting aside their differences, seeing the value in each other, in their magic, and working together as perfect rivals. Loved it, man.
And plus,
Yeah.
to add,
Similar to what I said on the live read too, is that I also have to remember that this is a shonen, because them holding hands together, I'm like, the power of family. Like I said, Dom Toretto would love to
Right?
to
like, we are family
Like-
out here, brother.
someone might as well just say, like, hey, let's just do a Fast and Furious series on Shonen Jump. Dom Toretto Vin Diesel would be like, I'm all for it. Nothing can beat family. This is the ultimate shonen series right here. I thought it was a little cheesy, Cordy, but hey, it works, and I'm excited for the brothers to team up. Like, because they're both adept at spatial magic, right? And we saw early on just the differences
different
between them
ways,
and how
too.
they use it. Yeah, exactly, in different ways. So now you get them to team up. Oh, that's going to be deadly. Will it be enough to beat Xenon? I don't know, because it seems like Xenon just went into his final form right now, and it's like, all right,
It'll take
you got
all
the
three.
brothers. Yeah, it will. Unless they have Yuno come in and be like, I'm here to give moral support like I did Noel. But I'm here, guys.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, it's possible. They all got healed up, so who knows?
I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because I think the three of them are good enough to take out Xenon. You have Langris, who can give them the ability to use magic again, and Finral can use pretty much instant transmission. And with Yuno's ability, so while they're fighting Xenon, Yuno can charge up that arrow one more time and Finral can use his spatial magic to go straight for the heart. So I think that's the perfect combo.
Which is
technique.
probably
You
what
don't
they'll
need
do.
Asta.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. You know, it makes more sense. Like, wait, oh well, if you're worried about us having to shoot somebody, spatial magic, bitch.
Exactly.
So, I love that reference because, like Mercenary put in the chat, a family fight during the fight with Michikula, and then a family fight with Xenon right now. But also in this this chapter is also talking about brothers, and also doing the same thing. Because remember how Xenon chose to save the Spade Kingdom and kill his best friend Alan, right? And he even mentioned the same line saying that, if you sacrifice your karma to pierce my heart, you would have won. That's the same thing he did to what he did to his best friend Alan. So he's referencing what he did to Yuno could have gotten Langris within the fight, and they could have taken out Zeno in a much better way. So it's like he said that so casually and don't feel any type of remorse because Zeno just lost his heart. He don't care about any feelings no more to what happened to Alan.
Or his soul. I mean, he did that because the pain was too much to bear.
That is true.
So it would be easy. He thought at the time would just be easier to give up my heart, give up my soul, so I can't feel this pain. Because survivor's guilt too. Like, you read after stuff like that, you think about all of the billion different ways that you could have potentially done something different, but it's too late, and he couldn't deal with it. So he just told the devil to take his heart, take his soul. You know.
But it's just now makes me wonder. Imagine if the War Devil took somebody else's body in the same way. Like, imagine if that's how devils come into our world, is by taking their body, their heart, and their soul. So do they incorporate somebody else's body and technically take them over? Imagine that's how it works for everyone or every other devil.
It happens a lot of different ways because with Zagrid, he was able to come into our world because he sacrificed the elves and some other mages. So that's how he was able to come into our world without doing anything else. And then Magicula had her own way of like getting into the living world without the gate. So that's what I like about what Tabata is doing. Like, there's a couple different ways of how you can do it.
Even with Leave and the Devil Union, they made it clear, like, yo, you can't access my power without actually having to give up something. That law of equivalent exchange that there is with the demon world, just like, hey, you gotta give us something similar. Same thing with Chainsaw Man. What are you willing to give in order to access our abilities? You know, I won't give any potential spoilers since the anime is right around the corner. But we're seeing that same thing here, so I appreciate that it's not some like you mentioned, it's different, but they all have bases. You need to be able to give something up that's equivalent, and that, as far as we know, the devil's deemed equivalent. Because I'm sure that Xenon could have gotten the ability without having to give up his heart and soul, but it's just like, well, since you're willing to give that up, who am I to stop?
It makes it more powerful too, though.
Yeah, the more you give up, the more willing. Again, you know, looking back at Chainsaw Man with the, I'll just say with the future sight demon.
Ooh, yeah, that one fucked me over.
Yeah, what was given up for that? Like, yeah, so it's pretty cool that Tabitha stayed consistent with that. I'm wondering whether he got some influence from Chainsaw Man, or because again, this is not a new trope. That's how it's always been throughout history. And when I say throughout history, I mean all the way back to ancient times. There's the belief of you got to be able to give up something to get something from demons and whatnot.
Right.
But with recency, Chainsaw Man doing a good job of iterating that. I wonder whether Tabitha, because we all know that the mangakas do look at each other's work. We know that they all seem to read and study each other. I wonder if that gave Tabitha a reason to be like, you know what, I'm gonna include that method. But it was, hey, Black Clover deserves its praise right now. Again, I've been enjoying it. I can't really complain.
For me, what I like in this chapter as well is that Lucifer was happy to do what he did, but I wonder because he said if as our contract it stays the same and the Spade Kingdom is able to continue existing. So I'm really curious to know that what was Dante and Magicula's contract. So it makes me wonder that not that their contract is broken, it's like what we spoke about before. Lucifero still lives then. Dante may be dead. Magicula could be dead as well. But Dante, aka
Magicula's done.
Yes.
they destroyed her core.
Her heart. Yeah, so you're right.
They got her out the paint.
Yeah,
her,
so
this is why Vanica should be dead too. Don't bring back Vanica. Just let her die, please.
I agree. So yeah, so
Let her die.
Yes.
so Dante's demon, his devil, if Lucifer, if I'm correct, he should still live since his contract got killed because of Dante. So I'm curious now with this type of information, where is his demon / devil? Is he coming out through the gates now since his vessel's gone? Now that is what makes me curious by design of the contract.
Well, I mean, they would have to get through all the gates first, which I don't think will happen, or it might happen, which would be my preference because I think that would be more interesting.
So much time has been passing. Yo, them gates should
Honestly, it hasn't.
Should be almost wrapped up.
Remember,
And
this
Morris
is
has been speeding up the process too.
Yeah.
And remember, this still been going on less than 30 minutes. Because remember the last time that Asta changed into his Devil Union mode, he took out the twins. And then when he told Nock that I cannot change for another 30 minutes. So that means that this still has been under 30 minutes. What happened with Noel and Magicula and what's going on with Xenon, Langris, and Fenrir right now has been going on under 30 minutes. Remember, this is
longer than that.
No, I don't think so. I still feel like this has been under 30 minutes because remember with what happened with Magicula, I think Tabata says some type of transition like meanwhile or something else in that type of transition word. We go back to the fight with Xenon and Yuno and Langris. So I feel like this
Vash
still has been
Vash is
under 30
right.
minutes.
Yeah, because this fight with Xenon is taking place simultaneously with
correct.
the fight with Magicula.
So we assume that they end at the same time.
Most likely.
Around the same time, yeah.
Okay.
Because remember, our fiery beast is still outside going flame on against those big ass demons and small ones. So like all this has been going the same one. Like it's kind of like how with the One Piece anime, we have the narrator explain the first 2 minutes. So this has been going on over here. This has been going on over here.
No, it makes sense. It makes
so this is what I feel like Tabata is doing right now. So I'm curious to know once Asta get back the Devil Union mode, are we gonna speed up the fight or speed up the gate? Because Yami and fucking William is still downstairs, being trapped to be as a whole sacrifice.
Well, like JB mentioned, the Morse is speeding up the actual ritual itself, so that's going faster than normal.
I want the gates to open.
I feel like with everything that's going on, it's already going faster than normal. We should be like, don't tell me, hey, I still need 30 more minutes. It's like, this dog, you had all this time. You sped it up yourself. If anything, I want us to get there and be like, there's one more gate to open. And then the final battle, oh, the gate is starting to open. Oh my gosh, and despair. That's what I want.
For me, I want all the gates to open.
Same!
And I want this to be the beginning of a new arc where they have to clean up all of the devils and get them back into the underworld. But Lady wants to know if we think Dorothy or potentially Fuegoleon could show up in the fight with Xenon. I personally don't want anyone else to show up.
Yeah, I think it's good right now.
The perfect moment for Langris and Finral to work together, and then for Yuno to finish off Xenon. I think those three would be perfect. But what do you guys think?
I think with Yuno, maybe the girl that has the goat sheep / werewolf power, because I think that's someone that likes Yuno. I forgot her name. It's from the Black Bulls.
Charmy. Yeah,
Charmy, thank you. I feel like Charmy could show up and help Yuno because you know how Charmy likes Yuno. So I feel like that was something that connect the team up with Yuno, with Langris and Fenrir, and the Yuno could connect somebody with somebody else. Because if Asta shows up, I feel like that's two on the nose and everything. Brother to brother fight. The rivals and shit. Like it's cute, very homage, very shonen. But I feel like that's two on the nose. But I feel like it would be nice if somebody else from the Golden Dawn could show up. Or I mean, like,
there's not much left of the Golden Dawn, to be honest. There's not much left of them.
Oh, how about the guy with the glasses, or the guy with the glasses from the Golden Dawn?
Oh,
I know you're talking about with like the metal magic.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now.
He's not. He was more of like, hey, I'm your senpai. Listen to me.
Yeah, like
he never struck me as like, we gonna give him.
He's not a big.
I love him though. He's such a great character.
He's not a big important key as a character, but I feel like he would be a nice. Klaus, yes. Yeah, Klaus. He'll be a nice important character for Yuno to close out the Golden Dawn because Xeno what he did, and also for Langris. So I feel like he would be a nice character to introduce within this fight and close up the fight. Because I feel like that'd be a nice close up.
Yeah, so Lady's saying that Dorothy could trap Xenon in her dream magic, which would be very interesting to see how like the spatial magic would even work in that space. That would be cool.
I just been saying this. I think I've been saying this before Abe. When Ray was here, I have been saying like I want Dorothy to do something because her magic is literally like a whole alternative fucking universe. Like I want to see more what it could do and what could Tabata draw and add to her power. Because I feel like since Girl been awake, like she's fucking powerful. Like she can literally grab anything and anyone into her world. Like that's an OP power. So I really want to see what could it do.
I think because we got a captain to jump into the Noel fight, although of course it made sense why that captain jumped in.
Oh, yeah, because the brother.
That, but still, we needed a captain's magic to get involved, and so I feel like we will get a captain to jump in here.
Yeah, but from the Golden Dawn is William.
They actually got 3 captains help in that fight. Let's be real, in that Megithula fight, you had Charlotte, you had Rill, and then you had Nozel. Like so
wow, shit.
Like technically, because even what did we get from the flashback? Xenon is actually the strongest out of them all. It's not really Dante and them. Isn't that what we got from that last chapter?
Yes,
that's what I took away from it.
Yeah, that Xenon actually has more control over his devil power to the point like, where he's the strongest.
Dante's technically more versatile because he has gravity magic.
Because that's what
his flesh magic he can regenerate. But
remember when the
Xenon's is
he's way more intelligent too.
And and that's what the older sibling said, that little brother, you're the most compatible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
So, to me, it's like, all right, we had three captains jump in for the Noel fight. Are we really about to say that these 3 under captains, you have a vice captain, and because Langris is like what 2 notches under vice captain of the Golden Dawn, or is he?
Langris was the vice captain. He was the vice captain.
Like, Langris is vice captain. Okay, so you have 1 vice captain. You have juniors. You have 1 who like is a protege. Are you really about to tell them that they about to take out Xenon by himself when you needed 3 captains just to take out Megithula? Yeah, with the elf magic helps.
And he's a chosen one with an elf spirit.
His ultimate move already. Like,
and with a wind spirit too.
It would have. He missed though. It would have worked
because he didn't want
miss.
to kill. Yeah, but you can't be like, hey, yeah, I'm discharged because I didn't want to hurt somebody. So let me pull out the ultimate one more time. This ain't wrestling like that yet. You got to take some licks before you get to use your finisher a second time for it to do some damage.
It's called power friendship.
Like, nah, we
it is called power. The power of friendship and the magic and spatial magic.
Oh my goodness. We need to get. The problem is though is that the other captains made sense. How Tabitha brought them in. You already had Charlotte and Rill there fighting. Nozel coming in had various levels to it, but who do you have come in that it just makes sense? It doesn't feel like, oh, this is a cop out.
And plus,
I mean, mentioning Dorothy would be dope, but what is Dorothy's relationship with these guys to make it want to happen? Right. You can go Marileona. I guess. Her
Fuego.
She just likes to fight.
That's what I'm saying.
She's not here to save lives. She just likes to fight.
She's too OP for this fight. It wouldn't mean anything compared to if won the day for the Golden Dawn. And Langris.
Fugolion,
I think that's
though,
the important part.
Yeah, the Fugolion one I feel like would hit more if he came in to help Asa, because the last moments were him and Asa when he was out in his coma and they had him on lockdown before the elf arc. Like, I just, do you have Jack come back in? Because Jack done sliced up Dante, and Dante's demon form tried to come out. He's like, what I said? Boy, I said get down. So maybe Captain Jack comes back and it's like, oh, but then you're giving him devil kills. They're giving him 2
lose Jack.
I mean, we should, but the confidence of that last panel, I'm like, oh nah, like Jack seems like he just hit his ultimate form and he's about to fuck you up. But then again, if you have Jack come in here, you're giving him 2 devil kills under his belt like that. I don't know if you could do that. But then, yeah, the power of friendship, I guess, I forget. Sometimes I'm being sure the power of friendship will make this whole power scaling irrelevant. All right, go ahead.
It's just, I've been trying to think because I give a lot of theories in the Majikula. I said Gordon or our girl Nero could show up because they're involving with Devil, and Gordon is involving with the Majikula because of his family past. But in this Xenon fight, nobody else is connected to Xenon that's fought him before, other than the Golden Dawn. But like Ape joke around, half of them are dead, and with I wasn't
joking. I was dead ass serious. Yeah, no, half of them is gone.
I know half of them are dead, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, half of them are dead. But with like the only person that's connected to him as that could be like the Lankers and Fenrir to have a brother relationship is Asta. But having him to show up is like too on the nose, and like it will take out the fight underwhelming a bit to it, unless Tabata executes it well. I don't know, like who could show
Vanessa?
Good question.
Didn't she get she didn't get captured by Dante, no.
Nah, she was in the elf forest with them drones. Wasn't because we saw her during the fight in Dream World. She was with them, they got saved, they got trained by the elves. So we don't know where she is.
No, but remember how Dante tried to capture her? Remember Dante tried to capture her at the Black Bull's castle?
Yeah, but where's she now, though?
I don't recall. Where is Vanessa?
Yeah, chat, if you guys remember, if anyone can remember, please remind us. I cannot remember where Vanessa is right now. Yeah, but she would definitely be able to help keep everyone alive.
Yeah, with the fate. Yeah, with the fate. Yeah.
Or to hit the final move. So it could be like Vanessa could show up. Like, I don't know. Either way it goes, I know Tabata's gonna make it awesome. So.
Yeah, I really don't know where to go store west for this next chapter of Black Clover 308. So, other than that,
I know where I want it to go, but we'll see.
There better be at least 2 captains pulling up to help these kids fight. I swear to God.
But Yuno is as powerful as a captain. He doesn't need the help.
And it still took 3 captains to take out Magicula. They are going to. They are, like I said, at least 2. That makes it 3 if they want to do that. But if they don't, if Shonen Jump stays true to what Shonen is all about, and they use the oft-mentioned power friendship to get this done, which is something that you should expect all the time from Shonen Jump, I would be disappointed if the usual comes to pass. I hope everybody understood my sarcasm. Like, because some people be like, oh my gosh, he doesn't understand Shonen Jump. I clearly do, but I'm still disappointed. Please don't let the power friendship do this. I love balanced power scaling.
Who else was really close to William that would make sense to show up?
Yami.
William or Yami?
Yami, Julius, Charlotte, Jack.
And Julius can't show up because he's a midget right now.
Nozel, Fugolion.
Yeah, we'll see. Chat, let us know if you guys would want to.
I mean, I guess you get the siblings come up. It's a sibling. Yeah! Merleona, Fugolion, we get the siblings on siblings action, right? We got Langers.
If both of them show up, yeah, that works.
Go crazy. Those 2 about to go like, yes, it's a family thing. That's what we're getting. And that way we have at least 2 captains. And I won't be upset. So let's do that. Let's go.
That will work. That would be nice.
Tree. What do you think of elves? One of the elves showing up.
Oh, and Patrick does have a connection to Yuno. And Patrick does have connection with Yuno. Because that is his long lost son of his Patrick's older senpai. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but the last time we saw him, they were training these kids.
But remember
they purposely are trying to remove themselves from the conflict to then be like, yeah, we train you. Like, yeah, but we decided to get involved. It's like,
yeah, but this is their penance though. Like, this is how they can I can't remember the word right now. My brain's blanking. But this is how they can, pay
atone
for everything that they've done.
Yeah,
atone
that they've done before. Yeah. They can atone for everything that they've done.
I do like what Chad said, Patrick. I do see, because they do have a connection with and they have a history, so, and they were part of the Elf Saga and everything, so I agree.
But Patrick's guilt would be more towards William, and I mean, if you haven't shown up at this point, like, come on, you're gonna be like, you know what, I wasn't But throughout this time, while people were losing their lives and you guys were fighting, I was like, you know what? Let me muster the strength to finally get him. Because, William, I owe you a long-standing debt that I will never be able to repay. So let me sacrifice my life. Because what about the other ones? I mean, I guess we just following Patri. When, besides old boy, with the lazy one, the others thought that Patri was someone else. Old boy knew that Patri was Patri from jump. So it's like, yes, they kind of got over it. Hey, we got an elf colony again. We can atone by just living our lives in peace and whatnot. You pulling out the elves, it comes off too much as this is Armageddon. This is how we're going to close the series. We're getting everybody, former enemies, turned into allies involved. We need to stop this. And I
mean, they
just haven't gotten that
allies
vibe.
by teaching everyone like ultimate magic, you know.
But this still doesn't like seem like that moment, you know. It doesn't scream this is the end of the world. And I don't know, maybe because low key the elf thing kind of seemed like, yeah, this is end of the world. We're gonna call it demon form, and they're like, but wait, there's more. We're gonna get more demons. It just
I just feel like once Morris opens the gates, I feel like that's when we feel like, and then we see a panel, a double spread that those demons came out to different states. Like, okay, they're going to different.
Been sacrificed. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, Pachi would be too late. It's like,
and then maybe, then maybe if Pachi wants to take homage, and maybe Pachi could become captain. Who knows? Maybe have a twist. Maybe the court can be like, you know what? Let's accept these people. There's one part of our kingdom once more. Let's have this guy as the captain. It'll be very homage to why Patri's of captain of the Golden Dawn and the Yuno's the vice captain. It'll be mad adorable.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in 308. Like we were talking about earlier, the last 3-4 chapters have been flames for me. Love the artwork. It's been incredible. Love where the story's going. But like Abe, I know Tabata's taking his time, and it's okay. We have to wrap up with Xenon, and then we have to get to like Morris and the gates. But I am ready to get to that point. I am ready to get to how many gates are open at this point. Are we going to open all the gates? How do we save William and Yami? I'm just ready to get there. So
same. So guys, let us know what you guys thought about in the comments section below. Tweet at us as well. Don't forget, join our Discord down below for all the information of what you guys want in this description. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe as always. And further ado, Sam, the manga man, you're welcome to come back. We can jump into our My Hero discussion of chapter 327. And let's jump into it, guys. Sam, are you here yet? Yes, you are.
I am.
So, James, as always, us three already reacted. So, we want to get your first thoughts of chapter 327 of My Hero Academia.
I thought this was a really cool chapter. I thought it was really funny. Like, just starting out of the gate, like, the last couple of chapters have been really serious. But just to come out of the gate with them just, like, trying to give Deku a shower. It was just fucking hilarious. And then Bakugo telling them to scrub him with, like, wire bristles or some shit like that. So I thought this chapter was really chill. It was good to see All Might showing up to the school, just to get to talk to the kids, just saying, you know, he's sorry for leaving them out of the loop. Deku getting to tell All Might that he was sorry for leaving him and them not working together like they should. Yeah, can't wait to get into the rest of it when we get into the details, but I thought this was a really fun chapter.
Agree. So let's jump into the chapter as a whole of what exactly James brought up. They deadass got all but naked in the shower and just deadass said rinse and repeat and clean his ass down.
I mean, should they have been clothed in the bath?
Right, like, you know,
like,
Japan has those bathhouses and all that stuff.
True,
right? Like,
true.
You like, oh my god, they butt ass naked in the bath. Like, wait, should they?
You wear clothes to shower.
It's more comedy, and I love it. And just that for me, I'm fine with it. It's just the expression to each character. Like, even Mineto's the most funniest one. I think it's in page 2, where he literally was dunking him, set and dunk. Literally, boy dunked him like it was a basketball, and just like in pain, and just Deku's face like, what the fuck just happened?
It's like all those faces reminds me of, I think it was Roboco in the first chapter, or the other comedy thing, because everybody had like that weird round egg faces on. and you have one character just confused, like what the fuck just happened. Definitely adorable, definitely cute, and we already know like this chapter is just basically a cooldown before Horikoshi's possible final arc. Because the next
Hopefully.
arc should be like the last one. Because All Might said like it's coming soon. Like the final fight is coming soon. Basically, everybody needs to do their last minute like supply run or keep the spirits up, and their plan is to basically sing another school festival kind of thing, but not with the school festival, just straight on have a band and music. Same with basically with season 4 of the anime, and yeah,
We'll get into it, but I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea, and also I love how Bakugo, Alberto Kiyami even said it, like, even after the apology, nothing has changed. But then even Bakugo brought up again, like, I love how the same story continues since season 1, episode 1, that they're still rivals. They said that, hey, I'm still want to be number 1, just because I apologize to you, just because everything is, your Deku, I see you as a rival. So I love that there's just still kids. Like, people forget there's 17-year-olds going through life, being as heroes, but they're
in their
still kids.
second year, so they're like 16.
So like they're still kids at the end of the day. So I'm very happy about that. And it just shows how their character development has shown that Bakugo has said like, yo, why don't you scrape in with bar wine and everything? But then he just said, you're still my rival though.
He still cares. Like we just know we knew Bakugo cares. I think this is more of him being expressive of himself. At least when he calls Deku Deku now, you could tell like he calls him Deku because he's how he wants to be better, not useless, but as more of a like get even better in that sort of way. And you see it, you can feel it.
He said Deku Izuku, like he said his actual full name. So that's really dope. Like it shows that they're friends, not just like old pals and everything. Like, you know, it was bullies, like the actual friends now. So that's very beautiful as hell. But I want to ask, so who wants to be a model like Todoroki? Just walk out the shower and just literally just be like, just be a model right there.
I don't know about that. When you have a father that's a hero or was the number 1 hero and treats you like that, and your older brother is the villain, because he literally says like, yeah, I have that family drama where my father is Endeavor and my Dabi is my older brother, and everybody else was like, yo, I mean, you have some really crazy family drama yourself.
It's like, look, y'all, forget all that. Where the hell is Toga? Where is she?
I feel like that should be next, because like we focus on the heroes for too long.
Because we thought she might be infiltrating, you know, Yami. That's not what she's doing. Where the hell is she? I need my girl to pull up and say, all this shit dead, all y'all niggas dying, y'all killed my homie twice. Where that at? Toga, pull up, shorty. Where are you? I miss you.
I miss her too. But I love how they all could now know the truth of all for one, one for all, and everything. I love how they also poke jabs now. Say on, like, how does it feel being top tier power? And like that must have not been easy. And I love how the guy that has a tape thing like Spider-Man, he literally said, "Oh, we literally know it's him breaking bones."
I mean, it was.
I don't know how I feel about everybody knowing. Like, I mean, I guess it was inevitable, but I don't know.
I mean, it was just a secret they couldn't hold for long anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Horikoshi actually did a good job of choosing the right moment to reveal that information, because as he gains more quirks, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
Right? How do you explain why All Might favors him too? Like,
also for me, it's like these are one of those secrets and stories that when it's found out, you know you're reaching the conclusion of the series. So I guess that's it. It just keeps reminding me, like, yeah, hey, we almost wrapped up here. Like, we about to shut this shit down, because it's like, yo, this is probably the ultimate secret. Because now you understand both One for All and All for One's abilities and how they connect. You realize that this is always thing that's been brewing, and it fosters such paranoia. It's like, yo, does that mean Deku's about to go rogue? Because hey, that ability is basically the sibling of the other ability and all that jazz. But yeah, now that everybody knows it does remind you that, hey, we about to wrap this shit up. let's get up out of here. So, but
I'm
again,
happy.
like you mentioned, JB, the time to drop it made sense. You drop it during a big final arc like this. You don't drop it too early or else it becomes useless. You don't drop it too late because it's like, well, at this point, what was this information gonna do for us? We're already here at the climax of the conclusion. So, I feel it.
So, Mark, I don't think Hawks will die. I don't really think it's at this point it's that beneficial to kill many top heroes, because for me the biggest thing coming out of all of this is how hero society and how people view heroes all across the globe. That's going to be one of the biggest changes in my hero. So just like killing top heroes, I don't know how beneficial that would be to the rest of the overall story. But what do you guys think?
I don't think Hawks will die for sure. I think he's actually cemented himself to be a pretty important character within the story to help progress, especially since like he's one of the main heroes. He could do everything now. He's a spy, he could be a double agent, he's actually one of the strongest heroes. He's the number 2 currently still. And like, yeah, he's killed before, but he knows a lot more secrets within the agency and everything. He has too much
He should
connections.
run the agency.
Exactly. So like he's smart enough to run it and everything. He's powerful and everything. And he can literally be the person to fix everything too, within the secret government and organization and everything. So he would have to bring everything brought back to light. He might have to be prosecuted for some other secret missions that he was forced to do. But you know, after his time, like his message, he got everybody through. He revealed everything, the whistleblower and everything. He'll have to run the company eventually.
That's what I feel as well with James and Sam to have said. I don't think Hawks would die. Like at the moment with story that we have so far, I don't see him a character that is top 10 or top 20 that needs to die by the end of the series. I feel like he's a character that could do a lot of change because he has lived both the dark side where he had to infiltrate the League of Villains and everything, and we also had to be a hero and be a covert agent and everything. So I feel like he has the best and worst of both worlds, and I feel like he could do a lot of change knowing the pros and cons out of all these type of things going on within the world. So I think Hawks could be a good character to do that change with maybe Tokoyami as his right hand man. Tokoyami could be his right assistant or his right hero. So it could be a lot of ways, since Hawks, I'm not sure if he has grown his wings back to normal. So I don't know if Hawks could actually be a hero as full time. Maybe Tokoyami could take that mantle, and like maybe Hawks could be the one on the desk, and maybe Tokoyami could take take the lead out in the field.
Plus, like his mom's on the run.
That too.
Like, maybe like he'll just try to look for her as well within a page or something like that.
So that's also a good story. How do we all feel with the All Might and Deku confrontation with All Might being all creepy by the window?
I love it how he still keeps the "I am here." Like, I'm so sorry. Literally the whole bowing down and everything. Like he kept that.
I mean, we needed this conversation. I probably would have preferred it not to be so public, because I feel like there was more that could be said between those two. But I also get
Don't you think that's a problem,
not dragging it out.
Yeah, that was technically one of the problems where they kept the secret and everything.
Yeah, but it's
they
like
kept everything to themselves because they're two people of the same mind. They have to
this
rely
one,
on people.
Yeah, this apology though, to me it felt like, hey, I now understand after seeing everything you've gone through in this moment between these two in a bubble, it would have probably hit more because there probably would have been more emotion from those two. But I also like I said, I also understand why not. Just you don't want to drag it out, and like you mentioned, that's a very good reason to say like, hey, let's keep it out in the open. Although still, there's a lot there that still needs to be unpacked, and I feel like, and I would have rather had it unpacked now.
He did say that because I love
by
how
not being transparent with them and not keeping them involved, he still inadvertently put them in danger by not letting them have all of the information. So he owed all of them the apology. Now I agree with you. I think we're still going to get a conversation between the two,
low
though.
key.
Right.
Then because Bakugo is explicit and he stay with it. But I do get that. But
Yeah, because in this panel of 6 and 7, um, our girl Mina says, "Yeah, I think we could get a mighty apology of our own since you left us in the dark and just bounced." He looks so sad, and then he gets all serious and speaks in front of them, telling them the truth of what's going on. He says, "The battle that we decided is close at hand, so I'm sorry for any anxiety I may have caused." And then he tells them like, "I'll skip the details, but I acquired new detail and everything." So he tells them as a whole because what James said, he has always kept secrets towards everyone else except Deku. So now speaking to front of them, Mina and the students see that there's a difference of now they're in the same room hearing everything, but they're also part of the same conversation.
I feel it.
I mean, like, and also, like, All Might didn't want to like show the stain letter to the kids just yet. He still wants the full heroes, the adults first, to know the plan. Well, know the information, and they could come up with the plan better to execute it, and better than the whole let Deku be bait, and we just followed the all for one kind of plan anyway. So the adults needs to redeem themselves as well. They can't just let the kids do everything or have them all together within a plan to figure out kind of way. It's better to have the adults to try and redeem themselves, and also like have the kids be involved in the plan because as heroes, but not also like have their lives at risk. If anything, they want to be in the front lines before the kids come and help and do what they need to do first.
And plus, I just love how he said it. He can't rest after he spoke to All Might, and once he spoke to All Might, Might do knocked the hell out. He just went to sleep like, "Yo, I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep now." So it seems very blissful. All the students were happy about that, and I just love how Todoroki explained himself that he wants to be a better student, but also a better hero, because he even just smiles and saying, "But I've changed, and I'm gonna prove it to nobody has to worry about me," because he knows how much endeavor his father worries about him, and knowing that his brother Tayo is out there causing a lot of damage, hurt to people. So I love how Todoroki sees a better way to do better for himself because it will help others.
I also like the fact that Tokoyami was still trying to get in contact with Hawks, and like we don't necessarily know what information that Hawks told Tokoyami. Remember when like we thought that Hawks was in his deathbed and he whispered something to Tokoyami?
I think I think it was the truth just about him killing Davi, or you think there's more, Sam?
It could be something more. I feel like we're gonna eventually have a chapter where it's focused on Tokoyami, and then we'll do a whole flashback of what Hawks really said to him. Because like Tokoyami just wants to keep the line of connection with Hawks. That's why she said, like, "Yo, can you tell him to email me or talk to me or answer his phone?" That sort of thing. Like you can if you focus on Tokoyami within this chapter, it's just he still wants to stay around Hawks, even if he's a murderer and he killed twice and stuff like that.
Huh.
But yeah, should we talk about the school fest? The band music. The kids want to do.
Power of friendship. I'm not really here for that, but it is what it is.
For me, it's not about the students at all, right? For me, this is to put the smiles back on people's faces. Like in the era of All Might, he made people feel safe and happy to be around, to like be outside. This concert will make people forget. You know, even though it's only temporary, it'll make people forget all of the crazy shit that's going on outside, and people can just have fun. Much like how the concert was for Eerie, all of the crazy shit that happened in her past, during that concert, she was just a little girl having fun. And it could be nice for the people to just kick back instead of stressing the entire time. So I think for the people, it's actually a really good idea.
I think it's a good idea as well, because it's like, you know, there's still people within the building do not trust having Deku within UA, and yet there are still people who are afraid and still nervous what's going on outside. At least you can know like you're safe inside. There still could be joy, there still can be happy. You need to be able to keep the people's spirits up, so they don't get depressed, they don't get anxiety, they don't like start rioting within the house, because that's be the worst thing you want to have within the side.
For me, you know, we are not heartless like Abe out here, because, you know, I feel like it's good to bring the people in a happy and understand that they're just kids and they're heroes and trying to do good, but they're not like the heroes that just quit their job or just because they felt like it was too much pressure or about the money. So I feel like
Yo, we had a whole prison break. Y'all want to throw a concert?
I mean,
there's
it won't
nothing
bring
they can do about it right now.
won't bring back Tartarus. We saw that panel. We
So
saw how
you wanna
destroyed it
throw a
was.
concert, be like, hey guys, it's not like the baddest criminal in the world is escaping. Yeah, we gon' party at this concert.
Hey,
we in the prison
remember-
system.
We need
We
distractions
don't
now and
have a
again.
home.
remember, like Sam said, they're
When you have a
16,
bad-
17 years
Come
old.
on.
They need to understand they're still kids out here trying to protect their freaking
Wasted
world.
it. You protecting me by throwing a concert?
Keep the spirits up.
Bro,
I'm helping exactly,
Bro.
keeping the
my
spirits up,
spirits are
helping you
further down
unwind.
now. No, my spirits are because at this point I see this like, look, yo, we gonna have to put you out your misery. What is your last request? And my last request would not be a goddamn concert.
Maybe,
alright?
maybe people want to hear some music. Maybe people want to hear some smooth criminal out here.
Music. Oh my god, yo, you know what? Do
When
what
you had a
y'all
bad
gotta
day,
do out here,
when
though.
you had a bad day, don't you just want to like throw on a movie, listen to some music, read like a comic or a manga, some shit?
Even
No,
not having
you
it.
know when I
Distract
have
yourself.
a bad day, you know what I do when I have a bad day? Can I even? I take a good hit of this pen, right? And then I go about my business. I'll put on music in the background,
He said,
and
inhale,
I'll also
exhale.
have the TV on, and I'll have sports playing, and I'm most likely getting work done. I need
these
chaos,
are
but no,
all of these
no,
things
I
help
don't
you
need a
unwind.
concert. I don't
Hey,
need a concert.
sometimes it's good to listen to the music and just unwind. It's like movies, TV shows, slasher films. Like you guys like to watch some horror films to just be entertained and escape, right? These people maybe think these kids, remember they're kids. Maybe they think like the best way to help these people and understand that we're here for them is to
it
sing.
that easy? A concert from kids that she was upset with is gonna make these people feel unstressed. That's how simple-minded these citizens are. It's like, yo, shit.
Well, we don't know. We're about to find out.
It may not work for all the adults,
Yo, it better
but it
not
would be great
work.
for the kids. It would be great for the
Horikoshi,
kids.
make them do this and be like, boo, get off the stage. What is this? Is this how we beat all for one? What is he doing? Oh my goodness. And the kids be like, yeah, y'all suck. Yeah, what my mama said. Your mama don't even like you. Yeah, your mama was crying the whole time. Yeah, shut up. Y'all suck. Get off the stage. That's what I want. At this point, that's what I want.
Well, you heartless. All right, I'm cool. Last thing to talk about then is literally the stain stuff. The last two panels that happened there.
Hey, all hell Stain. Don't disrespect my man Stain. Stain has been perfect this entire run.
Well, I mean,
Love
it's last 2 pages. It's literally last 2 pages because
Love
you don't want to talk about the whole.
No, I just said
Music
we
shit.
don't disrespect Stain. We don't disrespect Stain.
All right.
All hail to Stain. He's perfect.
So how do we
Love
feel
letter
that?
and love letter to All Might and everything? Perfect.
So how do we feel this about what Mercenary said?
No.
That in this 2 pages, Stain give them some information about the security, records, and Tartarus, and more information that we don't know that we'll be finding out later. But the heroes feel like they should do another round of them attacking the heroes. I mean, of the heroes attacking the villains first before they wait too late. Do you think this will be a good thing again, or do you think they'll fail?
I mean, they didn't really have much time in the first place, but then again, they don't know where they are. The only information is whatever Stain gave him the information that was when he was in Tartarus. And we can see that within the knife that Stain threw at All Might with the letters, inside had a memory card, which was actually pretty cool.
Was it a memory card? I thought it was just a bunch of paper folded up.
No.
really small.
No, it was a paper, and if you were to, in the last page,
You look at the panel, right there, little SIM
the
card.
knife has like a SIM card up there.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that was supposed to be the information of the Nomus, he said, because they were trying to base the same DNA or schematics within like the first Nomus and experiments and stuff like that. With Garaki in custody.
Yeah,
Also.
so it provided security reports that helped confirm and match up the information they got from questioning Garaki and also the information they got from their raid on Central Hospital. Like then they were able to put 2 and 2 together and stuff was able to make more sense. So hence why, yes, he did get papers, but he also got the
I see it
USB
now. I don't know
drive.
how I missed the SIM card in the panel.
Hey, you know that's what we're here for. Have a discussion about stuff that any of us could have missed or not.
Good.
It seemed like
Something
Alvin
good
was excited. It seemed like Alvin was excited and loving that. But I'm really curious to see what Endeavor and the people could do. And Endeavor, I'm not sure if he was relieved, but he said, "Who would have thought that the hero killer would end up as a hero ally?" Do you think he was more questioning, or do you think he was more impressed, or more just shocked about it?
Shock, because he used to be a hero like way back. Like, if people read Vigilantes, he was a hero, a messed up one, but still a hero in fact. And like we already knew he was like an anti-hero, anti-villain kind of person. He's never on one person's full side. He just wants to like be stopped and killed by a true hero, but as well as like I don't care for villains who like just kill people to kill people or to rob and everything. That's not really much villainy work anyway. He's trying to fix society. He himself was pointing out the worst within the hero society, like the bad parts of it, and like until he went on television and talked all about it, people just didn't realize it until then and there when he said it out loud. And now when society is destroyed, like everything, what's left is to rebuild. At least he's like, all right, everything's destroyed now. This is technically what I want, because now we can start rebuild to a better society, and then come stop me. I'll be the villain from once the new society is finished building.
I love Stain, dude, for everything that you just said, Sam. Like, this guy thinks that he is doing the best for the world, which is removing people that he doesn't see as true heroes and removing villains. And he knows that what he's doing is wrong to the point where once the world is safe, he is willing to take whatever punishment he deserves because he knows it's wrong. He's a very, very unique character.
He knows like the last part of the horrible society ends with him, and that's the reason why you need to stop him, is so that you can remove the old society and bring in the new one where it's better structured, better fixed, and it's better established. And I feel like he will be the martyr for the better new society once he's like captured, not killed, but I say captured by true real heroes.
For me, it's interesting to see what Stain more involvement is gonna be. How more of his character is important to the series, like within the last arc, last saga of what Hori is doing. So it's really interesting to know, is Stain gonna be playing more, and will All Might really capture him and put him back in jail, or will All Might kill him, or will Stain turn a new leaf and become like a Sasuke type of character, turn good, or go back to being an anti-hero instead of a killer, of the hero killer Stain. I'm curious to know what's that gonna happen with.
I mean, from what Hawk said, he was trying to get All for One's quirk, One for All's quirk before Shigaraki's body was perfect, and like he needed 2 more months for Shigaraki to rest, for him to fully, I'm gonna guess, for 100% of All for One. If we're going back to like the villain, the war arc, and like he stopped at 75%, I guess 2 more months of rest would give him the full 100%. But throughout this time, they got to try to get the One for All quirk and give it to Shigaraki, is what I'm guessing. And then from what he said, like it's been 1 full month after the Tartarus attack. We only can wiggle room for 1 more month and just try to make their moves to find All for One Shigaraki.
It's very curious to know. So any last thoughts that you guys have before we jump into the best chapter of the week, most likely to a lot of people? JJK? Are we all good?
No, man, I'm good. Ready for the next one. Not really sure what they're going to do in the next chapter, but I'm ready for it.
Go to the villain side. We're ready.
Alright, so let's jump into the Culling Games of JJK chapter 160. James, start it off. What did you think?
I need a little bit more time to put my thoughts together.
All right.
If you guys don't mind starting off.
All right, Abe,
Look.
go ahead.
I'm just excited that finally we about to get our boys and girls and our squad, our favorite sorcerers and new friends. They are about to enter the calling game. The calling game has been going on for about 12 plus days at minimum that we know. It's been going on for a bit already. And it's like, yo, we've just been outside it, just talking about it. Of course, we needed to because we learned a lot more information. But now we got a plan. Now we got team ups. Now we're about to go on the hunt. About time.
So to clarify, did he make the barriers for the people who were inside trapped so that they are protected from the calling game outside, or are they stuck within a calling game themselves?
Well, the calling game is inside the barrier, and he's giving them the opportunity to leave, but you can only leave once. So if they come back in, they're stuck.
Which is so interesting too, that he's showing such mercy. It's like Ghetto Davi.
It's just,
I mean, like I feel,
it's
but
a
then like
tournament, you should have some kind of consent. He's not a monster.
And then he says like, "Oh, this is." I think it's more like, "Oh, thank you for taking care of my son."
I'm
So
about
this
to
is
say,
just a mercy. This is like a whole mercy kind of thing.
But like you said, everybody's like, yeah, we all saw him.
Mhm.
but
He
only
led
one
them all
person.
personally.
But only one person heard, "Thank you for taking care of my son."
Yeah,
and that,
yeah.
and that's the classmate of
gave
Yuji
them-
from school.
But he gave all these humans, which all of a sudden, like even mind you, how many times have we seen him around and other people get killed? He's like, it is what it is. Unfortunate for them. Like, I'm not gonna save him. This time, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a choice. You can leave or you can go.
It's just
Or
crazy
you
to
can
see.
stay. And it's just like, all right, well,
I mean,
why do you care,
it
Ghetto?
wouldn't really be
It's-
a great tournament if you just have like normal people versus.
But then you have points. You get points for killing normal people too. So
Yeah, you
what's
do.
the purpose
A
of doing
point.
that if you're
But-
gonna take them out?
But
It's
what I
literally
wish,
Yes, I
is
guess
it-
it
it's-
means
If,
yes,
but if they
more-
choose to,
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
wish,
if they
not wish.
say-
I hope we
it's-
see some humans that stayed. I hope we saw some humans that actually
Like
just chose to stay.
No, but they be sitting ducks though. If a sorcerer were to come in, kill all of them, you already have all your points ready to make a new rule right there and there.
But what
And
happened
as you
there?
see, there
but
are
what happened
some
if they're like
people who are
boxers type?
cursed users. No, you see, there's some cursed users who don't really know about cursed users, like our friend the lawyer, and just like, yo, this shit. And you know what? I'm killing everybody in the criminal justice system. All y'all gotta go. Hey, you bugging that girl? You gotta go. So
Right.
taking humans out just doesn't make sense. Ghetto showing mercy doesn't make sense. Like there has to be a bigger game at play here. And it better not be like, well, if I eliminate the humans, that forces the sorcerers to fight each other. It's like, that was going to happen regardless. Because you made it so. Sorcerers are 5 points each. People are not about to be like, yeah, let me just go rack up 10,
I need more
20,
points. Oh,
5 times
here
more.
is this
Like,
super power up where you can come in and kill all these people and earn your points right there. I mean, that'd be sick. That'd be the most
like,
sick.
no,
Imagine
no,
it-
it's gonna be like,
Imagine
let me
if
hit
there's a
the
sick
ball.
move, is actually to
Yeah,
have
that's
all
what
of
I'm
them.
thinking. Like these, this is like a so-called
Because yo,
booster points
does-
kind of thing. It's like, what the?
how does that look like such a nice pose in page 5? It's literally him saying the space between dream and reality is a curse. So be careful. The hasty ones are already outside. It's just that pose don't look friendly. It just looks like more of a trap. I don't know. I feel like he
Even
just.
that one. The hasty one's already outside. Like, hold on, what you mean, sir? Isn't every human trying to go out there? Why are they hasty? And you're not. And you're making a distinct point to be like, yeah, the hasty ones. They already outside. They
And
already
plus-
got up out of here.
And plus the
I
way he,
want you to think about it, and you chose this. All right, let's go. It's like, what does that mean?
Right, she stayed in bed while like Geto was like just on top, like just talking like out loud. It's like, yo, can you not stain my house? Can you not like dirty my floors and shit? Like, you're funny, but like at least you stay and think about what's going on around you.
What's going on here?
I mean,
And-
that was funny. The thing that she's most concerned about is just people getting killed in her apartments.
that and also literally the both double spreads of page 6 and 7 and then 8, 9 is them just walking and literally in black. And the next page is we see a background of fucking kaijus and fucking pterodactyls just coming out like it's nothing. Like what the fuck? And and Kenjaku just literally just walking like it's nothing and holding the hands as well.
Like,
well, yeah, like she was guiding her because she can't see.
Yeah.
She doesn't have her glasses, and like if they
well,
stay,
not
with-
only that,
They're still
seems
technically in a
he's-
dream state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dream state, because she
and it
literally
seems
woke
he
up.
personally guided everybody else out too. So
And
that
like
was
if-
more so. And like you said, the space between reality and dream, they had to pass the barrier. They
it's a
probably,
curse.
you know,
If,
yeah.
And like if they actually stay within that same spot, they got that blood stain would have gone on them for
Yeah,
sure.
it's he's too nice. I don't like it.
I don't like
I
it
don't- I
either.
don't-
It's,
Nobody
it was
likes
more
this.
creepy. It was more creepy when Kenjaku inside Geto's body said, "All right, I forgot to almost tell you. Thank you for getting along with my son."
Oh yeah, that
sounds.
one. But we knew.
We had an idea. We knew from that
No,
one
wait.
page.
Oh, yeah, we
back
knew.
a flashback of
Yeah.
Yuji.
But it's
we
more.
knew.
But it's more is that means Geto has been, or technically Kenjaku has been watching over Yuji all these years. Then.
Man is
Oh, yeah,
Aizen.
no.
Man is
I mean,
Aizen. He's been
when-
watching like Aizen watching Ichigo.
He implied
he's-
that in Shibuya and before calling game, like, yo, he's been making packs for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he knows where everything is at. He did. He's not the type to be like, yeah, let me just forget about it. No, he knows. Yeah, I was not surprised that he's been keeping his eye on Yuji. It makes sense. Just like, oh my goodness, man. Just I don't like this nice guy routine that they're showing me.
Again,
Please, let us find out
it's
that-
not to be a nice guy. It's to literally give some random
No,
sorcerer
it's
the
a-
ability
it's a-
to get that bonus points.
Is that Sam?
Just
Is
have a
that
fair contest?
is that
for
Sam?
me, anyway.
Abe don't trust it because they feel like it's too
I don't
nice.
trust it either.
Is that Sam just Abe knows something's gonna come up and just be like, oh, surprise, motherfucker, I'm gonna just kill all y'all right now and just get 200, 300 points right now. So
And,
that's
like,
why
isn't-
Abe don't trust
isn't he
it.
also a contestant
it still
too?
doesn't work though.
And he's also a
Because-
contestant as well.
But you can't get points outside the barrier, though.
No, you can't get points outside.
Right,
the
right,
But
right.
like,
Yeah.
if humans are automatically 1 point, and sorcerers are 5 points, like, yo,
I want to also establish what if some of these humans didn't even know they were sorcerers and just started
Exactly,
getting their
so
abilities
those-
too.
But that's the thing. Those who have curse technique, curse energy, I think they will count as sorcerers.
Yeah,
so
they'll
you
get 5
killing normal
points.
humans to make up for the sorcerer killings is not worthwhile. It's just not worthwhile, especially since you have to do it within one zone, and no one has displayed like, yeah, I have such an AOE that massive and whatnot, and to randomly just pop it out, be like, yeah, I got this big ass AOE, let's go. It's just no, it's not gonna work. That being said, like, I don't trust that this man is up to no good. All them kids are actually going to die. They think they are outside the barrier. They are actually within the barrier.
And
That
it's not
is- it
even
is an
it's not
illusion.
even a normal death either. He's literally playing games with your life just so that
But yeah,
you haven't died a
speaking of which,
special way.
weren't those curses outside the barrier?
Yes, they
So-
were.
They're outside the barrier, and I think that's where the fight is going
Are
on.
they, though?
So what I think from my understanding, those humans are inside the barrier, protect them from what's going on outside, and that's where the culling games are. The culling games is outside of the barrier, because if you look at page 12 and 13 double spread, I feel like what's outside of the blackness is the culling games, and what's inside is not part of the culling games.
Wait, but he picked her up from the inside.
He picked her from the outside and
Yeah,
dragged
but-
her into the inside of the barrier.
Yeah, but but if you look at the panels, they're all shrouded in darkness,
Mhm.
and then he's walking her out of the darkness, through the barrier, and then into the light to outside where everyone else is.
Okay, so you think is the barrier inside is the culling games and outside is people
Yeah,
not
that's
dying.
that's what he's
Definitely.
stating.
Okay,
However,
okay.
I'm stating that psych, he's doing the 180 and actually he did the reverse. But as it's been portrayed to us, he took her from inside to outside. But the fact that we're seeing curses outside now, mind you, we also understand that normal people can't see these curses.
Yes.
So that's why everybody's just chilling here because they can't see them. But it's like, yo, again, I thought you said it's safer outside. What's up with all these curses? Like, feed my children, feed.
So
At this
Ty,
point, that's my theory.
Ty in the comment asks, do you think Kenjaku basically planned the events for Yuji to eat Sukuna's finger?
Yeah, he planned it more than that for sure. We already knew like
Probably.
he had an idea of Yuji being Sukuna's host body or something like that.
Sam's Aizen comparison is not far fetched at all. Like,
It's not.
Aizen was able to do it. Dawn was able to do it with the Flash. Like,
Oh my
Right,
God.
and
Yeah.
Yuji isn't isn't even the only one. This man's been alive for over 500 years, and he planted seeds everywhere.
And made people
It's-
contracts already before even the calling game started. So that's how the
centuries
plan is.
before the calling game.
And-
Centuries.
and
he
I
had
agree-
plans underneath on lock.
My
And I
man
agree with
had
what
to
Ty
be-
said.
My man had to be one, like he's maybe one of them, or he's been always the host of these culling games. My man, this is Squid Games. This every day, every couple hundreds of years, we have Squid Games. Like what the fuck? What? Wait, what? No.
And I agree with what Ty said. Kenjaku is literally playing 4D chess. He's playing with people's lives like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like a pawn, knight, and queen.
Yeah,
and
because
everything.
it's to entertain like the strong. It's to literally prove who's the strongest. Let the strongest fight each other and have fun. Because Sukuna was like bored. Sukuna felt bored when he felt he had no strong opponents with him, which makes you assume where he just gave himself up because he wants stronger opponents, got his fingers cut up and everything, and like maybe there's somewhere in the future who will get strong enough where I can fight and have my fun. And it seems like a lot of like sorcerers and curses and everything. That seems to be the thing because they were bored. See why I bring in Squid Games?
Yeah, because in page 17, hi, I'm Kogane. Inside this barrier, a lethal contest called the Calling Game has begun. Step inside and you to become a player. So it's like it started in November 12, Tokyo, and the remaining time until Tsukumi must declare participation in the Calling Game. 7 days and 12 hours are left. It's just excited as hell where it's going, and Yuji cares about Megumi because Yuji don't even want Megumi to be near him because of Sukuna. So it's just so many things going on, and what Sam mentioned during the reaction, when you have a time code and a date and a place, you know shit's
Ain't
about
good.
to go down.
It's not good.
Shit's not about to go down. So it's really hyping it up slowly because in the next double spread, they're all excited and getting ready because Panda.
It's definitely
Oh.
possible for all of the people within the barrier to live within the 10 days with supplies and everything, but like you're gonna have to assume like they can't see what's going on outside, right? So people who've gone outside the barrier are either been killed and people inside had no idea of anything about it. This is gonna be a whole scary situation at this moment.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to just get into the culling game itself. Like, I'm ready to see all of the rules, how the point system works, like exactly. So I'm very excited for this shit, man.
I'm curious to know how the lawyer is going to interact with the other students, aka Yuji, Imagumi, and the other students. Because how is he going to interact with them? Is he going to actually work with them, or do they have to kick the ass for them to actually work with him? That's what I'm curious as well.
He's on his own thing, and he's one of those humans that just doesn't understand what's going on, but he kind of lost himself in everything. I say they probably don't come across each other for a bit, and when they finally do, it depends. The lawyer has to experience other people trying to hunt him down, or else the lawyer is probably just going to disregard them like I'm just going on about my shit.
I feel like the lawyer guy is gonna be like Junpei. He was the trick may have been friends with Yuji, but then they'll have the lawyer friend for like Megumi, mainly because like, what's your sense of justice? What do you see?
Oh, he's about to do a Toto. Like, hey, what type of woman do you like? He's about to be like, how do you like your justice, Megumi?
Do you
like
think the
it a little
justice system is
similar?
fair? Do you think everybody criminal should die? Especially when like, because Megumi, remember the whole entire prison thing, like, yo, these are just prisoners anyway. Their lives were already technically forfeited. We should not even be caring about them and stuff like that. Yet Yuji tells him like, they are still people. They still deserve to live, regardless of anything. Bring back the whole trauma of like, what if the person that you save ends up killing someone else? Now you're coming back full circle with someone within the justice system, and the lawyers having that same question having towards you, and he knows the system and he knows what's the inside, and he has all the stress and anxieties and doubts of it.
It's just pretty interesting to know where it's going. So, any last question, because it seems like we're about to be wrap up with Jujutsu Kaisen. So, any last comments, any last questions about the chapter?
So they're all
Comments
split.
just-
They're all split up, right? For like the calling game, like Panda and
Yeah.
Panda
Yeah.
and Hikari are gonna be together, and Megumi and Yuji are gonna be together. We don't know about who else is gonna be together. So
Nah, Karara's just staying on the lookout outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Just for communication purposes.
no cell phones and everything.
Yeah.
James,
Yeah, but
you,
for me,
yeah.
I love the pacing, I love the dialogue and the artwork of this chapter a lot. Like, a lot.
Abe, any last thoughts?
I love this shit. Yeah, I love this because I love it. Yeah, no, everything was good. I mean, yes, I ranted about the power of friendship in Shonen, but like that doesn't matter.
Not
I
here.
really enjoyed
Not
it.
here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter here. Not when I'm reading Shonen Jump, like it really shouldn't. But all the chapters really good. I can't wait to give Dr. Stone One Piece and Witch Watch a read. Elusive Samurai as well, and probably after that I'll be able to share my favorite chapter. But of the ones we read so far, favorite chapter has to be probably JJK. Probably JJK with honorable mention to Yozakura, Mission Yozakura family. That being said, my favorite panel came from Mission Yozakura family. We'll find out from the Anime Lately account tomorrow. But yeah, it was an overall good week, strong week for Shonen Jump.
James,
Thanks.
want to give your favorite chapter of the week?
Yeah, for me, JJK was Flames, undoubtedly. But for me, this week, Black Clover just spoke to me just a little bit more. And it's simply because of the team up between Langris and Finral. To me, we've been watching this bloom for so long, over so many chapters. And for them to finally come together like this, it just means a lot to me. So for that reason, and the artwork as well for this week, it has to be Black Clover for me.
Sam, wanna go? What was your favorite chapter of the week of what you have read so far?
I don't doubt what Abe said. I think JJK definitely took it for this week. Because, well, My Hero was just like a whole resting, literally the title. I haven't really caught up to One Piece yet, but JJK, we didn't expect to see Geto and whole chapter and episode 1, first chapter people, the characters coming back in chapter 160, but I feel like this whole entire thing is to mess up Yuji more in the head, just more torture where, hey, remember these in the first couple of chapters? Yeah, they're gonna die.
Breakthrough, man. She's gonna be fucking crazy.
Like, it's so insane, but it's so good. It's just, I can't wait for it.
For me, I have to give it to these three: Mission Yozakura Family, Chapter 99, Chapter 40 of Sakamoto Days, and JJK, Chapter 160. I feel like those three really hit it home for me in these Weekly Shonen Jump issue 42. It just Sakamoto Days with my boy Shin getting Ultra Instinct and plus observation haki. My dude woke up like about to just be like, yo, I'm about to knock all you motherfuckers out here. So that was freaking dope. And just to see the full entertainment of JJK with a full calling game starting, and we see a timestamp. We see our boy Kenjaku like a whole Aizen type of figure. So that's amazing. And Mission Good Family, it was entertaining, reminding you of the brotherly relationship, and also getting back to the main story because we see the father again at the end of the chapter. So I love these three out of Weekly Shonen Jump issue 42. So other than that, hopefully everybody was entertained, everybody give their thoughts, and for the audience and everything, all down below are the links of where to find us, our link trees, our Twitch, our podcast, our Twitter. Everybody else is where to find it of the rest of the team, Ray Apollo, Spacey Entertainment, and where you can find our lovely gentlemen out here. See you guys Weekly Shonen Ronin episode 20 and Anime Podcast episode 111 this Thursday.